الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Continue from Sahih al-Adab al-Mufrad by Imam Bukhari rahimahullah and authenticated Hadith also Shaykh Ibrahim rahimahullah. باب دعوة الوالدين. Still in the chapter of دعوة الوالدين, the dua of the parents. He says عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول. He heard the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم saying ما تكلم مولود من الناس في مهد إلا عيسى بن مريم. He said عليه الصلاة والسلام, there is no mawlud, there is no child born being infant from the human being taught while he was infant, just born, except Isa, the son of Mary, alayhi salam. وَصَاحِبُ Juryj, and صاحب Juryj, the man of Juryj. These are the two that, as mentioned in this specific hadith, those who spoke, as they say, in their cradle or in the mahd, where people usually they don't speak because they're just born. قِيلَ يَا نَبِيَّ اللَّهِ وَمَا صَاحِبُ Juryj. They asked the Prophet ﷺ, who's صاحب Juryj? Isa alayhi salam, the son of Mary, we know when he spoke, and what did he say? As it's mentioned in the Quran, when his mother Maryam alayhi salam, she brought him to the people, and she was virgin, she's never been married before, and they asked her how dare she does such a thing, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered her to say to them that she is fasting away from speaking, she does not speak. فأشارت إليه, as the ayah says in the Quran, فأشارت إليه, she pointed at him. قالوا كيف نكلم من كان في المهد صبيا. How can we speak to someone that is in the mahd, just born, he cannot speak. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made Isa, the son of Mary, speak, and what did he say? قال إني عبد الله أتاني الكتاب وجعلني نبيا. I am the abd of Allah, I'm a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gave me the book and he made me a prophet. وجعلني مباركا أينما كنت, and he made me blessed no matter where I am. فأوصاني بالصلاة والزكاة ما دمت حيا وبرا بوالدتي, till the end. So the point is, he spoke and he said that he's a slave of Allah and a messenger of Allah. So they knew that from the Quran. But the Prophet ﷺ said another man was صاحب Juryj. So I asked him, who is this man of Juryj? He said عليه الصلاة والسلام فإن جريجا كان رجلا راهبا في صومعة الله. Juryj, he was a man, راهبا, he was a monk, worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a canopy, where he isolated himself in worship. He secluded himself to be busy only with the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He does not mix with people. وَكَانَ رَاعِيَ بَقَرٍ يَأْوِي إِلَى أَسْفَلِ صَوْمَعَتِهِ وَكَانَتْ امْرَأَةٌ مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْقَرْيَةِ تَخْتَلِفُ إِلَى الرَّاعِي. And there was a ra'i, there was a shepherd or a cow person that take care of the cows, and he would come to the place where Juryj is living, and he would stay there. And there was a woman from the village she used to come to this shepherd, or to this man. فأتت أمه يوما فقالت يا جريج وهو يصلي. The mother of Juryj, she came to him and she told him, Ya Juryj. She called her son, O Juryj, but he was making salah, he was praying. فقال في نفسي وهو يصلي. So he said to himself while he's making salah, أمي وصلاتي, my mother and my salah. Right? He's saying that to himself while in the salah, asking himself, should I respond to my mother or should I continue my salah? أمي or my salah, or my prayer. فرأى أن يؤثر صلاته. So he decided to choose his salah and not to answer his mother. ثم صرخت به الثانية. Then she raised her voice calling him the second time. فقال في نفسه أمي وصلاتي, my mother and my salah, which one should I choose? فرأى أن يؤثر صلاته. So he chose to continue with his salah. ثم صرخت به الثالثة فقال أمي وصلاتي. So she screamed at him the third time, and he said to himself, my mother or my salah. فرأى أن يؤثر صلاته. So he decided to choose his salah and continue the salah, didn't respond to his mother because he's in salah. فلما لم يجبها, when he didn't answer her, قالت, he said, لا أماتك الله يا جريج حتى تنظر في وجه المومسات. She said, may Allah don't make you die, O Juryj, till you look onto the faces of Al-Mumisat. Al-Mumisat is the plural of Al-Mumis, and the Mumis is basically the one that commits zina and takes money from that, right? I don't know what's a formal word of it that is decent. Prostitute, right? This is the dua, right? The hadith has many benefits, of course. Before we continue, it was still not done yet, but we might even not be able to finish it today because there's great benefits. First of all, if a person is in his salah and his mother is calling him, this is the level of the mother or the parents in the deen of Allah. Should he respond to his parents or not? As a result of this hadith and others, the ulama, they say, if it's a fard salah, definitely not. The person should continue his salah. And then after the salah, he should go and seek forgiveness from his parents and so on and explain to them. And usually Muslim parents will understand that he was in salah. If it's nafla salah, if it's an optional salah, if he thinks that if after the salah, he would tell his mother that he was in salah and she wouldn't be angry with him, then he should continue the salah, right? And he can raise his voice to get her to know that he is in salah and so on. If not, right, and she needs him and she's screaming and raising his voice, maybe there's something, then he can, in that case, he can cut his salah and go to respond to her. And also to show their worship, and then his mother, the dua that she made, that this is such an evil thing to happen to him, which is to see the faces, right? To see the faces of those who commit sins and disobeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is a punishment for him, right? And you can imagine that how then when a person is this is an everyday life of a person when he look into the faces of those who commit sins and so on. And that's why the ulama, they say looking at the face of a disbeliever weakens the iman, decreases the iman of the Muslim. So a person then, if his iman is weak, what should he do? He should increase with the good deeds. He should be more into the good deeds than others. Why? Because he's facing all means of decreasing his iman. He's weakening his iman by being in the wrong environment or the bad environment. So that means he has to increase his iman with the good deeds and the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So ثم انصرفت فأتى الملك بتلك المرأة ولدت. So then the hadith says that after that the Malik or the king, he got the woman that she used to go to the shepherd, and she was captured, that she gave a son from zina, out of wedlock, right? She was pregnant and she gave birth. ولدت فقال ممن. So they asked her, where did you get the son from? So she said, من جريج. So the woman said, from Juryj, falsely accusing Juryj al-Abid, the worshipper, that he committed zina with her and not the ra'i or the shepherd. قال أصاحب الصومعة. The king said, the one with the sawma'a, the one that secludes himself away from people instead of worship, is always worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قالت نعم. She said yes. قال اهدموا صومعته وأتوني به. So the king said, destroy his sawma'a, his canopy or his place that he's worshipping there, and bring him to me. فضربوا صومعته بالفؤوس. So they broke his house or this place with the fu'us, or the what's the fas? Fas where you dig the ground with the axe. Also, destroyed this house. حتى وقع, till it was destroyed. فجعلوا يده إلى عنقه بحبل. And they wrapped his hand to his neck with a rope. ثم انطلق به. Then they dragged him with them. فمر به على المومسة. So he passed by the prostitutes. فرآهن فتبسم وهن ينظرن إليه في الناس. He saw them and he smiled. Not smile of liking what happens, smiling because he remembered the da'wah. There is a smile that shows the sadness of the person. Sometimes you smile when you're sad, right? Because he remembered the dua of his mother while they were looking at him and he was among the people. فقال الملك ما تزعم هذه. He asked him, what is this woman she's claiming? قال ما تزعم. He asked him, what is she claiming? He said, قال تزعم أن ولدها منك. He said that she claims that her son is from you. قال أنت تزعمين. He asked her, you are claiming this claim? قالت نعم. She said yes. قال أين هذا الصغير? So Juryj al-Abid, this worshipper, this righteous person, he asked her, where is this young boy? قالوا هذا في حجرها. They said he's the one in her lap. فأقبل عليه. So Juryj, he went to him and he said, من أبوك? He said to the child that just born, does not speak, he asked him, who is your father? So the child said, راعي البقر. So the child spoke and he said, راعي البقر, the shepherd or the one that take care of the cow. قال الملك, and this is definitely a miraculous thing. So the king, when he saw that, he said to Juryj, أنجعل صومعتك من ذهب? Should we make your صومعة, your canopy that you used to stay in, from gold? قال لا, he said no. قال من فضة, from silver? He said no. قال فما نجعلها? Then how should we bring it back? He said ردوها كما كانت, bring it back the way it was. قال فما الذي تبسمت? What made you smile when you were walking? قال أمرا عرفته. He said a matter that I know. A matter that I know. أدركتني دعوة أمي ثم أخبرهم. The dua of my ummi hit me, afflicted me, and then he informed them what his mother made dua against him. So the dua of the parents is accepted, and see how the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be in such a way just for the dua when it's accepted. This life that we live in is very complex, and a dua, if it's accepted from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decree a matter, He would decree all the means to it. The whole world can change. The whole entire world can change because of one dua that is accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that means we should not belittle the dua, especially to those who are loved ones, and it shows also that it's not a good thing whatsoever for someone to make dua against his children and so on. And it shows the obedience of the parents, how that a son should be obedient to his parent. And for Juryj, he was making salah. He's not like his mother is calling him and he is busy, right? Busy playing, busy sleeping, right? So the call of the mother, or the call of the parents, this is not something little. This is something major in our deen, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that in the Quran. Quran was revealed, the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Jibreel alayhi salam came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with this revelation, so it's not something to be belittled. And when people see that the mother, she screams, she gets emotional, she cries, she yells and so on, but then after that, because she's the mother, she forgives her son and she's fine with him and so on. But what a waste of life there is. And a person might be subjecting himself to punishment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a result of, not that the mother forgave him and that's it. No, he disobeyed the orders of Allah. So the mother can forgive, right? But he still disobeyed the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he was not righteous to his mother. So there's two sins involved here. The sin that the person disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the sin if the mother or the father does not forgive and so on. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those who are righteous to their parents. And again, as we said, things has to be done according to the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and not that the dunya has to be the base of everything and then everything else has to fit our dunya life.